Hi, Kukui. Hi, Gabby. Hi, anybody else who happens to be watching. I have opened up chat to the public for this. FYI. And I'll take it back down as soon as, let me make sure, I think it looks like somewhere it's playing for me and I don't want it to be because it'll just play everything back to you guys again. Oops, fixed it. I'm gonna do one quick Facebook. And I'll be taking chat back down after I'm done with dog chat. I would say no, Kukui, I'm not nearly as versed in cats. Clicker training works with cats, and I've done it with cats and helped out with a few cat cases, but not nearly as much as I've done with dogs. Sorry, I'm trying to get my last Facebook post up too here. Stop. I know you're excited. I know you think I'm talking to nobody, but there's people interacting. There's people. Okay, I just want to get it on the set. Website, a direct link to the post. There, and then the days group. Come on. It's okay. Good job, everybody else. All right, let's do some fun stuff. Everybody can hear me okay, I assume? Looks good on this direction. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Guys, what did I do with my clicker? I did something with my clicker. Guys, you're supposed to be on top of me. All right, we're working with Gracie on not doing that. So, yeah. Okay. Gracie, you're not going for a walk time. Okay. Oh no! No, you had to tell me you're going to be rude. Just as soon as I start doing dog chat. Come on, everybody. Oh, other dogs only can. Good boy. I don't know if anybody else wants to. You want to? I'll go in there. No? Yes. Good. Good girl. Ah, see? That goes pink. Ha! I have it says space to myself. Let's see if any questions have come up. Any questions about cats? I could take a shot. Great. That's good way. Okay. Last week we did some leader training. I'm sure to dogs. Some dogs do. She gets tired by this time of day. I don't blame her. So I think we'll do some group settling. Oh, that was great. You come to a sit for me. Thank you. Oh. You go. Yeah. Girl, Gracie. Score. That's a nice way to start. Well, let's see if we can get Gracie playing without barking. The other things I can work on is, I think I might do a demo of the obedience game. That was lower levels. That's too much. Big break. Good TV, everybody. Right. Gracie, come here. Go, Ken. Thank you. Oh. Okay, so back up. So basically, everything worked really well for her, and thereby everybody else too. Let's see if we can get that. All right, come on, everyone. Gracie, very barking today. Do we need to tell you? That might be helpful. Come on. Okay. Thank you. That's a much better video, isn't it? Everyone agrees. You don't want to, but But I like how you think I don't notice when you get a treat in one spot, so then and then move to another spot. Maybe sometimes I don't, but mostly I do. Good girl, Gracie. That was great. Hang on, everyone. Nice. Gracie, here you go. All right, what do you guys think? Should we try to leave it? Let's try that. So building self-controlled behaviors is also good for reactivity. Leave it. We're going to take it. And just FYI, so you guys can see, there's things like hot dog in there. There's Cassie Kibbles. And we got us some cheese. And then there's a little bit of bacon too. So it's pretty awesome. Go count. That's way too much. Yeah. Come on, everyone. Come on. Okay, come on. Come on, Fury. She felt a little worked up today, I guess. Just checking Facebook to see if there's any questions for me there. Nothing so far. Let's see, what do you guys want to do now? Let's demo the obedience game. What do you think? This is a fun game. to build stronger behavior for less and less reinforcement. I'm going to play with one dog and then reinforce the other dog. So the first thing to do is proof of behavior, proof all the behaviors of the dog, make sure they're capable of performing them. Come here. Everybody settle down. And we can play some games. Cows, will you settle? That's it. Down. Settle. Chill. That's yours. Casey, sit. All right, so two. Sit. Settle. Sit. Touch. All right. Yeah, that's the one. Basketball. Your basketball. Basketball. Sit. So that's the full game, doing several behaviors for one reinforcement. But I've only been able, I can only do that with them because we've done, here you go, pass yours. We've done variable rates of reinforcement, where I've taught each one of those selectively, and you got to trade each time, and then I started to fit, like, ask for more and more behavior. Hi, baby. Let's show how to do that real quick. You want to do it? So, I'm going to go retrieve for every behavior she does. Like, sit. So sit's not hard to do. That's the like, touch. Just not a either. She's having a hard time with the touch. Cast, sit. So, good. Sit too. I'm holding out to it. I think. So, cast and settle. That's it twice. Cast and sit. You're so good. Good. Love it. Cast and settle. Now I might ask you to. Yeah. Cast and sit. You're not casting. Settle. Casey, sit. Casey, down. Casey, sit. Stand. Remember stand. It's a long touch. Back up. Speak. Speak. Good job. It's all the way around. Everybody's pretty good at that. Go. So it's just taking behavior so you know they can perform on one cue, and then asking them to do more and more for the same amount of reinforcement. You can add in like one behavior at a time, but make sure that they've demonstrated in that environment that they can do it on the first or second cue. And then you can keep adding them in. Once you've gotten them consistently to a certain point, you can expect them to be able to get to that point from there on out. So with a lot of these dogs, I know about where they're at for how many behaviors they can offer comfortably and happily for between reinforcement. And with a lot of them, it's a lot of behavior. Okay, let's build some stay behaviors. Or maybe, well, I don't want to try and demo look at that with this many dogs. Maybe we'll do some relax, get excited stuff because that's fun. And Gracie could stand that a little bit. Just see if there's any chats or any questions anywhere. Boop-a-doop. You want to go potty? No problem. Gracie, you want to come back out?
Okay. Hey.
Good girl, Gracie.
Everybody else is a good girl. Hey, you're really trying that one on for size today, aren't you? Can we hang out without barking and on the dog faces when we like it? You want to play with you, but not in the bug like that. Come on. Let's go, everybody. Hey, go back in. Go count. Cheater.
Thank you. That's a good girl.
What a good girl. What a good decision. Maybe having a hard time. But I think that's first. Get everybody out of the potty and try it. You guys love the gray so much, it's like you pop in that potty face. Hey, go potties. Come on. Anybody else need to go? No? Cassie? No? You sure? Come on, Cassie. You want to go potty? You want to go? Good girl. Everybody goes to the tree. Oh, okay. Yeah. You scared to go potty? No. Come on, dude. Get potty, dude. Oh, good boy, Casey. Cassie, come on. Let's go potty. You're a puppy. It's always going to be potty. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Get your potty on. Careful. Good boy, Henry. Good boy. Come here, Cassie. Good boy. What you going on, please? Henry, come here. Here we go. Here we go, nice attention. Cassie. Get it. Good idea. Cassie. Casey. Roll call. Henry. Not Henry. Zoot. That's what she means. Mango. Fiona. Fiona. There you go. Zoot. Don't eat Fiona. You don't get to eat Fiona today.
Yeah, Cuckoo, this is a live feed from the training center right now. Leave it. Hello. Okay, so Cuckoo has a question about cats. She has a neighbor who has an outdoor cat, and it comes to her windows and causes transferred aggression. That's a funny term. I don't, you know, I mean, I get what he's saying there, but that's kind of made up. Oh yeah, and it's marking your windows and stuff and getting your cats to try and chase it away. Yeah, exactly. It's aggressive towards them and then they fight. It's just, there's been a lot of qualifications of different things into different kinds of aggression. There's really no good science behind a lot of them, so people just make up terms to talk about it sometimes.
that particular one I haven't run into before off, but I'm sure he hit at some vet school or something. Anyways, it's, yeah, with cats to keep the other cat away. I think that's how people usually use like odor stuff. We usually just talk about it being like reactive aggression, and then the thing that your cats are reacting to is the other the other cat reacting. So using like diatomaceous earth and stuff sometimes deters them, or coyote pee. I think people do that to deter them. Technically, it's not really a training issue. It's a management issue with the outside animal. And I know there's a lot of things you can put around that people use with cats. That is really not going to work for you there, buddy. Caston's just really trying to get my clicker. I don't know why. He's going to get beat up by somebody else for walking on him. You guys are going crazy over nothing. It's a clicker. You want to click it? What do you want? You just want it to work somewhere? Yeah, I don't know. I've just heard of people using coyote pee to keep the cat away, to keep cats out of there, and different kinds of earth and stuff. I don't know how effective it is because I've never dealt with that issue. I also know that if they've marked there and you clean it up really good with, if you clean it up really good with you need the stuff that breaks down the odor and actually breaks down the stuff in the urine that keeps them coming back. That can be helpful sometimes. They usually sell that stuff at pet stores. It's an actual like bacteria that'll eat the urine, the stuff that makes the urine smell. I mean, so yeah, you could use an aversive, like squirting it with the water bottle to keep it from coming back eventually, and it might learn that. The problem with aversives is that you have to be there to administrate them, right? So there's all these times where the cat might show up and you're not there. You have to use a really strong aversive usually to change behavior, and you never know what the cat's going to decide and how it's going to react. The responses to aversive training are, there's 3 different ways that can go. Zoot just really wants to train. Zoot, sit. Sit. Take a break. You could actually escalate the behavior, because if it is about fighting and territorialness, it could create problems. You could diminish the behavior because it's scary enough to keep them away. Or you could lead to like a shutdown cat who just doesn't do anything, freezes. I would avoid that myself and try and figure out other ways around it. If it's a neighbor's cat who's loose and stuff, you could catch it and then bring it to animal control. I think that would be a more humane way of dealing with it, because if you keep catching their cat and bringing it to animal control, pretty soon, hopefully, they'll start changing their behavior around keeping their cat loose. I think it's a little bit rude to be letting your cat out if it continues to do that stuff. And they may just not know it's happening. Probably they don't care. But I think that's what I would do in your case, is I'd try the scent stuff, and then I would capture it, bring it into animal control every time it shows up, or call their number or whatever. And then I know that could potentially be averse too, but at least then you're dealing with the neighbors who are ultimately the problem here, letting their cat loose and come out to your area. Not really the cat, it's just doing instinctual stuff that it would normally do. Bibi has a question about her daughter's dog that they bring over each time to visit. He started licking your pants leg. Oh, and then you tried to eat the material. Had nothing spilled on them or anything. And he does it to them too. I would definitely start teaching some leave it training with that. It's probably for attention. It's okay. Give me 1 more second. It's probably for attention. Oh yeah. Oh geez. She had it outdoors at sub-zero temperatures. Oh. I would definitely be catching that cat and bringing it in. I don't know. And if she doesn't care, sooner or later, animal control is gonna they're gonna have an issue with it, because it is technically messing up your yard and stuff. Yeah. So you want to do leave it training and self-control training, Bibi. I'll show you some stuff real quick. Gracie, come on. Good girl, that was great. That was a much better entrance. I liked it. Cass, I'm gonna drop you out so I can use more treats on this, okay? You're doing really good though. I love you. You're great. Come on. Are you coming in? Come on. Cass has on a diet because she has some health stuff. But we love her. I don't think she'll mind too much being left alone. So let me demo real quick, BB, what you can do. So this is management. Management is your first step. So that means teaching removing the dog if you're not working on the behavior, but I would condition the clicker, right? So there's a tutorial of how to do that on the website. Take a break. And like right now, I need to do this with Sue because he's all up on my grill. It's kind of annoying. So I'll be working on him, but I'm going to give everybody a treat. So just imagine that instead of my hand, he was going for your pants, right? Same deal. As soon as he stops, he's going to click and get something he really wants. In this case, it's just some kibbles with a little bit of stuff mixed in. And then I'm going to try and raise my rate of reinforcement on leaving my hand alone, right? So, sorry, I'm going to lower my rate of reinforcement, increase the criteria. Because I know he's capable of doing that. I don't know why this behavior just fell. So you can try it again. I don't care. The moment that he stops is when it'll work. You're going crazy today, man. You're just way too excited for training. I don't want to reward casting for it either, so yeah, that's pretty good. And I might give another one real quick while he's not paying any attention, right? You could be capturing that behavior while your dog's there. So something really good comes. You know, we're only on 3 clicks or so now. I bet the behavior will start doing that a lot. You do a little bit of training with it. Oh, he came back to it and tried it out. But he went more quickly into the settle, which is great. You know, it's just not getting him anything, and I just have to clarify for him that it's not. I'm sorry, Cass. All right, here, I'll get you 2 treats. It sounds like it sounds to me, BB, like that's he's trying to get attention, right? And so if you say no, if you immediately change your behavior in response to it and give him attention, you're actually escalating it and rewarding the behavior. So what you want to do is ignore it. I'm ignoring. It continues to offer the behavior. I don't know why he's being such a dummy pants today. You're being dummy pants. Take a break, you. We're trying to train over here. If you keep barking, we can't train. But sooner or later, he'll get the point that it's ignoring my hand gets the reinforcement. So I can even do that one, right? Because he didn't get to my hand yet. A lot of good stuff comes. Eventually, you know, do 5 minutes, give the dog a breakaway where you don't have to work on it, do another 5 minutes. And then manage the dog in the meantime, which means put them in a situation. You're right, Cass, I forgot you. Here's a kibby. You're doing great, though. You're really doing this really well. Gracie, take a break. Oh, see, and that time is exactly what I wanted to see. You guys might have missed it. I'll get another one. But where the dog is, in this case, Zoo. Didn't even offer the behavior. See how he just walked by? That's great. He stopped. Good boy, Zoots. And I'm going to give him an extra bunch. And a lot of attention for it. We'll get one more in here. Still didn't jump. Hopefully you guys can see that. Here you go. You're doing really good too. Here you go. There's some more. All right, we'll let Cass back in the mix since I don't want to hang out without freaking out. Yep. Thanks for hanging out. Good choice, Gracie. Good choice, dude. I would avoid saying no or getting on the dog or immediately attending to BB or giving him a letter. Yes, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. You didn't even freak out too much. I know that's the tempting thing. It'd be like dog nibbles or licks or whatever, and you immediately go, no, no, no. I know, right? Here you go. But if it's attention seeking, which that sounds like what it would be, it's going to escalate because it's immediately getting attention. Dogs usually don't care if it's positive or negative attention. Doesn't. With humans, no means something too. Dogs, a lot of the time, nothing. Means nothing. No. See, some of them sad. It's not like they cowered or ran away. Settle. That means something. Go kennel. That means something. Other things you can do, create, you can make things that it's positive for the dog to pay attention to, that you attend to. So if he's, instead of paying attention to Frisbee or a chew toy or something, you go, you want that? Get that. Go boy, that gets all your attention. I mean, you can throw a treat in there too, for good measure. Well, I'm sorry, but you barked. You know better. I don't know if you actually know better. You're just trying to figure it out. I don't know why I said that. Here you go. You want to come back out? Or can you do it? Can you wait? Wait. Okay. Good girl. Oh, Caston. Buddy. The piddle. Come on, everybody. Let's leave that alone. Much better, Gracie. Sneak attack without the bark. Definitely prefer. More dogs are going to play with you if you use it. Just saying. This puppy just try and get him to go potty inside. Do it, something. I don't know. Nice. It's our first potty accident of the day. We're good. This many dogs. Oh yeah! Look at you! Yeah, Henry's got a toy here. Can you read that? The girl sit. So I can't tell what the dog tail is. Good girl, sit. Gracie. Wifey. Puppy. Oh. Zoot. Look at that. Fiona. Good night. Gracie. Caston. So barking, there's a lot of ways to handle it. So what I'm doing with Gracie right now is I don't want her to be barking. I've done this with a lot of the dogs in here. She gets a short timeout. I'd prefer not to do timeout, but that's hard. It's harder with this many animals. But I can try and capture it and put it on cue, which is what I'm going to do right now. So let me demonstrate that. That's a good way. Reward other behaviors. Barking happens for a lot of different reasons. So you got to think about why it's happening. Gracie's doing it right now because it's associated with play for her, and I'm trying to show her she can play in other ways. And in fact, she's actually doing pretty well. I mean, if I think about a month ago, her behavior's diminished a ton in that regard. But it'd be nice to extinct. These other dogs still bark occasionally, sometimes during play or at people, but it's much lower than most places like this you'd see. So if it's reactive barking, where they're doing it in response to stimulus showing up, like another dog or person or something, that's going to be different than if it's the sort of barking that just happens to get your attention, barking for play, right? There's a lot of different things. So that's a little complicated, and it really depends. If you can get a better idea from them of why the dog is barking or the circumstances in which it happens, then I can address it better. But I'll show you one method for something like what Gracie's doing, where we're going to try and get it under stimulus control as a behavior, like we have with Pacey. I had to do that with Pacey, and then it's probably going to diminish a lot in other contexts. Look at Pacey's. Pacey, speak. Give me a good one. Speak. He just like huffs really soft. It's a like quiet little speak, which is great because it's nice mumble. Gracie, speak. Woo, woo. Come on. Right, don't do that. Get excited. Go play. There it is. For some reason, he's decided go play is one of them, and everybody else can have one. We're not joining him. That's even better, really. Pacey, go play. See if he barks for that. You're going to settle? Oh my gosh. This is a very confusing one. Oh, so it's excited. Yeah, it's excited. Then that's... yeah, so that would be excited barking. So it's something like this. And this is how I would deal with it. I'd practice other times, not when they're at home. Creating an on and off switch for it. So, something like this. All right, everybody. Go crazy! One, click reinforce. Right? The excited barking is probably going on a lot longer. So, click again and reinforce for not barking. And I reinforce a lot more for not barking. Get 3 in on not barking. That's great. Or you can give like 1 kibble for not barking. Make sure the clicker is conditioned ahead of time. So you don't want to be trying to teach the clicker at this point. And then 1 for barking. All right. Everybody ready? Go crazy! Go crazy! Notice how less crazy they went that time? That's what I would expect to see. The behavior to diminish because it's for different reasons. Why are you sniffing her so hard? She's just got a little thing. Quiet down. Then they can start to selectively reward after a few instances. I've done this with these dogs a lot for calmer and calmer behaviors. Notice how they're just kind of stilling, like not moving around quite as much, which is great. Click another one of those, and then I can get them excited again. I'm go crazy. Alright, I gotta mute this thing real quick when I answer the phone. I'll just finish out the demo in just a second. See, it happens. This is Mackenzie. Okay. Henry. Gracie, come on. Let's all go. Come on, everybody. Okay. Rude. Moment I get on the phone. All right, let's do one more without those fools. And then I should probably call it a day, but I'll show you. So they should be practicing this game away from that. So not in the context of the door. Just to be able to turn it off, okay? And then once they can get it at the, not at the door, that's when you start playing it at the door. Maybe play it in the living room, play it in the kitchen, play it in the backyard, then start introducing it to the routine at the door. Play it at the door, not when they first show up, then play it at the door if they're having success. If they don't have success as fast as they have in other places, they need to keep teaching in other places. Get excited, go crazy, go crazy. All right, pretty much any you did is acceptable. That'll probably provoke the party. Take a break. Anything that's not, jumping on me and getting excited will work. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit helpful. If you're having real trouble with your dog, always consult with a trainer. There's no substitute for training, especially for extreme behaviors. Gabby will have to address that next time. Talk to y'all later. Gotta run.